Yes, people. What's going on? We absolutely obliterated West Ham today, 6-0. And you want to know something? That was the biggest away win by Arsenal Football Club in the Premier League. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the teams of the past, no team has ever slapped 6 away from home against an opponent. Today, Gabriel Magalhães with the header, William Saliba with the header, 2 center backs with free kicks, a free kick in a corner, and Declan Rice setting up both of them. They booed his ass, and after 45 minutes, they were heading home watching him score that goal. And then you had Bukayo Saka also bagging a brace, reaching 100 Premier League goal contributions. Is it 100 Premier League or 100 Arsenal? I forget. But 100 goal contributions for Bukayo Saka nonetheless for him at his time at Arsenal. Is it time? Souls, can we talk about Bukayo Saka today and his being world class? But you know what? We also got to talk about the title race. Before today, we were 6 goals behind Manchester City in the goal difference. We have caught up in goal difference in 1 game. We are not now only tied in points, we are also tied in goal difference. The only thing separating us and City at this moment in time is that they have scored more goals than Arsenal Football Club. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. When I say we are back, the chances we are creating, the goals that we are scoring, the back-to-back games, 2 games that last year people said we bottled the league because of West Ham and Liverpool. What did we do this year? We slapped Liverpool at home and we slapped West Ham away from home. And this is the kind of games that are statements. People thought, oh, forget about Arsenal. They're not in the title race. They're not supposed to be spoken about. They're not in this conversation. We are in this conversation. And we're showing you guys with these kind of performances who we are. On top of that, people tried to boo Declan Rice. People tried to belittle the Declan Rice signing before it happened. Everything he has done since he's come into Arsenal has been outstanding, has been stupendous. And these kind of performances is a £100 million player performance. Gets you 2 assists, a goal, and he shushes the crowd without even doing anything. They started off by booing him. They ended the game by giving him a round of applause before he left the game. That is show respect to your former captain, unlike some of those people who are ungrateful, booing Declan Rice. And Leandro Trossard, big up to him. I think it's his 50th Premier League goal. You got Gabriel Magalhães scoring a goal in his 150th appearance for Arsenal Football Club. Overall, what a wonderful day. Overall, there's so many stats and everything else that we need to get into. But before we go any further, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about the performance today in the comment section. I will get to your comments in a second. But before we go any further, don't forget this video today is sponsored by SofaScore. The link to their thing is in the description. And we'll be looking at SofaScore stuff in a second. But Souls, how you doing? Talk to me, bro.
Are you not entertained? That's what we need to be asking people. Because finally, right, everything we've asked for, everything we wanted, everything this team needed to do is coming together. Step pieces, the control, the attacking flair from last season. Every single bit of football is now being shown on display. And you know what? Mikel Arteta deserves a lot of credit. Saka, I've been on this guy all season. I've said he needs to step up. He needs to start delivering, and that's what he's doing. Ødegaard getting a lot of stick from the beginning of the season. Now the most biggest chances created in top 7 European leagues. When you look at Saka, 100 goal contributions, the youngest to 50 for Arsenal. All of these sort of things are now stacking in our favor. A history broken in 6 goals away from home. Everything that we could have asked for from this team is coming together. 6-0. We've asked for Arsenal for a very long time to be ruthless, even under Arsene Wenger, under Unai Emery, under Mikel Arteta, and finally we've shown it in a game. We can be ruthless. We can be killers. We can take our chances. People said Kai Havertz is the reason why this team is stagnating, why this team feels like it's going backwards. Kai Havertz started. I seen a meltdown today. I seen everyone saying, "What is this lineup? What is it? Oh, I'm not feeling so comfortable." I actually said it. I said we will wipe the floor with this lineup. And that's what we did. 6-0, man. I am gassed. I'm actually saying it now. Yeah, I'll put it all on the line and say we win the league this season. Because there's nothing in my that shows we're gonna drop off. Because I'm going to say this now, yeah, Man City and Liverpool are not allowed to lose a game. I dare them to lose a game. I dare them to drop points. Because I'm telling you, Arsenal's going to be right up their backsides wanting to gun for that title. Everything lies on this. And I say this with confidence. Premier League winners will be Arsenal. This Man City run that they go on, Arsenal's going to do it this season.
Hey, I love to hear it. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we want. This is what we need. And let me show you the statistics from today's game. Unbelievable stats. But Souls, while we're doing that, if you could run through some of the comments. I see Kieran Hall in the building. I see my guy Alistair Ben in the building. I see Rebo talking about Declan Rice's goal. I see a bunch of people in the chat showing some love. So let's show some love to the people in the chat, especially the people who are here to troll. You guys can't troll us today. Not today. We made West Ham average. But yeah, let me show you guys SofaScore real quick. This is what we need to talk about. Before we even go to the lineups, where are the stats at? Where are the stats? Bro. 71% possession, 25 shots, 12 shots on target, 9 shots off target, 4 shots blocked. We had a bunch of corners. The XG was mental. First half alone, we should have had 3 goals. We scored 4. Second half, we created another 88% XG. We scored 2 goals. Declan Rice scoring a ridiculous goal. Bukayo Saka bagging a brace. And you want to know something? People want to talk about injuries. Let's talk about injuries quickly. Let's talk about injuries, Souls. We had that performance with no Thomas Partey, no Timber, no Gabriel Jesus, no Tomiyasu, no Fabio Vieira, no Zinchenko. And Jorginho was on the bench, but he was somewhat injured, so he didn't come on either. So it just goes to show you.
No ESR.
No ESR also, even though he was on the bench, I think.
No, he wasn't on the bench. He was
there injured. You go. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
And like I said, man, Mikel's getting you right. This is the first time with this many injuries, with this many rotations having to be done, that he's actually not overthought it. He's just put players in their positions, made them play in their best positions. And look, this is the result of it. You know, we're starting to now see what we saw last season in terms of our attacking flair, the rotation in the attacks, the midfield interchanging, and now it's starting to click. And that's the reality of it. I don't know if that's because the relationships are better. I don't know if that's, you know, people are starting to gain a better understanding, but there seems to be something that's just clicked. And we've always seen this coming. And I said it to you, our finishing is letting us down. Our chances creation isn't our problem. Our XG was fine. Our ability to create chances was fine. But the reality was we weren't taking our chances because one of two things. Either we were just taking pot shots for the sake of it, or players weren't in the right positions. No one had the desire to get into the box. Now we're seeing 2, 3, 4 players in the attacking areas of the game, in and around the box, every single time we attack. And this is the result of it. Every time, you know, there's a bounce or the keeper saves it, there's something that's going to happen. And set pieces have come back into it. Because I remember at the beginning of the season, it wasn't that we were bad at set pieces, but they were slow. Now we're starting to see them pretty much every other game that we're scoring some form of a set piece. So long may it continue, man. Like everything, like I said, is just clicking at the moment. And I hope it doesn't just stop. I hope it's not just a purple patch. And that's just what I want to see from Arsenal. I just want us to be ruthless.
I don't even want to get into the lineup because I think when we see the lineup, I don't have a problem with it. I do not have a problem with it. I feel like we should get into discussing individual performances. Forget the lineups. Straight into individual performances, straight into talking points for today. Because there are so many talking points, Gutter Souls. There are so many talking points. There are so many positive things to take away from today's game. I don't know where to begin. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna let the photos that come up on the screen basically lead our discussion. Okay, let the photos come up on the screen, lead our discussion. And I think the best place to begin for today, where should it be? Mikel Arteta. Because today was a Mikel Arteta masterclass. He went away versus his protege, versus one of his teachers. I would say one of the people who he learned off of, David Moyes, who coached him for many years and beat him twice over the last couple of weeks. over the last couple of games, and he coached a 10 out of 10 performance from this team today. What do you have to say about Mikel Arteta's performance today? Because as a manager, he gets criticized too much. He gets compared to Xabi Alonso, gets compared to Xavi, he gets compared to Oli, gets compared to Frank Lampard, gets compared to Ten Hag. He's getting compared to all these managers. But if he wasn't at Arsenal Football Club, he would be rated so much higher for the job that he's doing at this moment in time. I genuinely believe it. Talk to me about Mikel Arteta, bro.
Let's be absolutely real. He's the benchmark for new managers. He's the benchmark of up-and-coming managers. The project, the way that he's delivering this, look, there's always going to be questions. There's always going to be an ounce of doubt with, what he's doing and whether he can deliver the big things like the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League, whether he can deliver those trophies. I think that's the only thing left for him. Because once he does that, that's when the critics will start to realize how great he actually is. Because the reality is I've never had an issue with his tactics. I've never had an issue with his play selection. Yes, there's been question marks in certain games, but today was a nearly perfect. And I'm so glad he brought Ethan Nwaneri on, because that was the biggest sort of doubt that even myself had. Is he ever going to promote youth? Is he ever going to trust them to come through and do something? And today he actually gave them 15, 20 minutes. So I can't really complain. Today was flawless from him, from the starting lineup, for the reasons he played them, the way he played them as well, in terms of the Havertz role, the Trossard role, the way that he allowed Martinelli and Saka to have this sort of free roaming role, the centre-backs coming forward, Rice coming forward, the press, the way he didn't let them shut off at any moment in that game. The minute, Saka coming off as well, magnificent, because we've got a lot of games coming up. We've got Porto to play midweek next week as well. So all of these sort of things are going to start adding up in our disadvantage. The more rest we can get our key players. You took Trossard off, you took Martinelli off this game as well. Reece Nelson on, he needs minutes, and Nketiah needed minutes. Elneny will need minutes. Cedric needed minutes. As much as we don't want to see these players come on, they need minutes because they're going to be rusty. So I'm actually proud of him today, because there's nothing I can sit here and say that's a negative, because there wasn't anything. Clean sheet, 6 goals, all the substitutions came on and didn't really destroy the game. Yes, they could have scored, but other than that, there was nothing to complain about.
There you go. We got my boy Harry in the building. Harry, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, should I turn my TV off in the back?
Yeah, please do, quickly. Yeah, big up. We don't want no problems in the background, you know what I mean, with Sky Sports and everything. But yo, talk to me, Harry. How you feeling? How are you feeling off the back of that win? We kind of discussed Mikel Arteta, so you can bring in Mikel Arteta in the conversation also.
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good win. I think I said 4-0 when I popped on your show the other day. So yeah, obviously 6-0 is certainly better than 4. And first class performance, exactly what we needed after beating Liverpool at home. Yeah, so there's no reason to feel any other way apart from extremely positive and happy. And I think if anything, Cedric and Elneny getting minutes just made me laugh, because it upsets a few of our own fans and it just rubs salt into West Ham's wound. So yeah, man, feeling super good, and credit to Arteta for picking the perfect team. Credit to players for performing well. Happy days, man. Happy days.
There you go. Let's get straight into the opening goal. The opening goal was Declan Rice setting up William Saliba, and that is Declan Rice's, what is that, 3rd assist now of the 4th assist or 3rd assist? I don't even know. He just is starting to rack up these assists. Since we went to Dubai and we've come back, it seems like the set pieces are even more dangerous than before. And when you guys seen this goal go in, I knew the moment this goal went in, the floodgates were going to open. What were you guys thinking at that moment?
Egal and Sulz.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought as well. I thought this game is going to be the first goal dictates who wins this, because that's kind of the edginess for the first sort of 20, 30 minutes that we got before the Saliba goal went in. And I knew, I had that feeling. Do you know what the funniest thing is? Yeah, sometimes you talk about a commentator's curse. This time it actually worked in our favor, because they had the camera on Havertz as this corner was being taken, and they were like, his physicality, his presence in the air, this could be the goal. And funny enough, they took the corner and Saliba scores. And finally, both our centre-backs are getting involved. It's not just Gabriel, because I don't want to become too predictable. I don't want it to become too obvious that Gabriel's the person who dictates our corners. I want it to be a case of all these players have a role to play, because we need them to be on the edge of their seats. I need these players to be like the opposition players, should I say, to be thinking constantly, who's going to be the trigger, who's going to be the guy that we're aiming for. And the fact that Saliba got the goal and then Gabriel got it just goes to show how important it is for all of our players to be contributing to corners.
Harry, you got anything to say on this before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, I was quite hesitant when I was quite surprised when I first saw Declan Rice take corners maybe a few weeks ago, because I thought he's a big player, that's an asset in the box, and he scored that last minute winner against Man United, didn't he? When he went up for the corner. But in reality, the truth is we've got a really big team now. Like, everyone is 6 foot plus, minus maybe Trossard and Martinelli. Like, the rest of the team are beasts, so everyone can contribute to goals in the back. And whilst I don't think Declan Rice's corners are like particularly amazing, but they're in the right areas, and we're so dominant that even against a team like West Ham, we can make them struggle in set pieces. So yeah, like, I think that's 4 goals and 4 assists for Declan Rice this season. I might be wrong, which is pretty decent numbers. So hopefully they can tally up as the season goes on.
How many assists does he have? How many goals does he have?
I think, I just saw 4 and 4, but am I reading that wrong?
Does he have 4 goals? How does he have 4 goals?
Well,
I know he scored against Man United. He scored this game. When else against Chelsea? When else did he score?
Chelsea, was it Luton? No.
Oh yeah, it was Luton.
Luton last minute.
It was Luton.
Yeah, Luton. Yeah, there you go.
goals.
Yeah, and 4 assists. So that's not bad. Listen, man. Like, I'm sure we'll talk about Declan Rice in greater detail, but I've said for like years that Declan Rice can be whatever he wants to be. If you want him to be box to box, he can do it. If you want him to be a goal scoring midfielder, he could do it. If you want him to play with more like freedom and creativity, he could do it. He's just good at everything, so he probably stays in his lane a little bit. But like, the set pieces are a joke.
It's
like,
funny how the Saliba section has turned into the Declan Rice section. Let's
go
go to the next one. The next one was the penalty. This was clearly a penalty. He took out Saka. There was no debate. There was never a debate, right? Obviously.
Yeah. 100%.
The guy took out Saka. And then when Saka scored the penalty, this was his 50th goal for Arsenal.
Yeah, class. Good ball from Trossard. I think Saka does well in terms of not taking the first touch when the ball's in the air. He kind of lets it drop and then he takes his first touch. That commits the keeper. And definite penalty. And good to see him put last year's penalty miss at West Ham's ground to the back of his mind and stop the penalty in nicely.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I was quite nervous him taking that. I thought it showed a lot of courage, especially as he got fouled. You know, sometimes they don't always take the penalty when they get fouled. But yeah, I thought that showed a lot of courage for him to step up, and he put it away convincingly.
I never even thought about the hoodoos from last season and all that stuff. Like, at this point,
and that's 10 goals and 7 assists for Saka this season, right? And for someone who isn't having as good of a season as last year, his numbers last year in the Premier League were 14 goals and 11 assists. And he's got 10 and 7 now. He has 10
goals in the Premier League?
Yeah, 10 in the Premier League and 7 assists. Yeah. So,
Mental.
Yeah. So, I mean, his numbers, I mean, he's hit 10, he's going to hit 10 plus goals for 3 years in a row. And yeah, I mean, he's on course to beat his tally of last season. So, I mean, he's having a good season.
He's having a fantastic season so far. What do you think, Sulz? You got anything to say on Saka, the penalty? Because I never even thought about the hoodoo from last season. Harry kind of brought a different element to that. I wasn't even thinking about that.
How many times does this guy bounce back from adversity, from the England penalty to then becoming our penalty taker and not missing, what was it, in like 7, 8 he didn't miss. Then this again. This was 1-0 up, by the way. This could have changed the course of the game. He misses this and we lose or we draw. That could have been, again, another voodoo on him. But nah, he stepped up. He said, nah, this is my penalty. By the way, VAR were checking it as well. So there was still a bit of time before he was allowed to actually take that penalty. The fact that he can step up after so much adversity in his career and still take them and put them away and actually rise above it just is a testament to the guy's mentality.
All right. So now we need to go to the next goal. The next goal, of course, is Gabriel Magalhães. And Gabriel Magalhães is his 150th appearance, guys, for Arsenal. He's getting into the era of one of the best center backs in the Emirates era. I had Koscielny up there. He surpassed Koscielny for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I liked Koscielny a lot, but I understand what you're saying. He's certainly formed a really
He's
good.
the aggressive type. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah. He's formed a really good partnership, and yeah, great header, incredible free kick from Declan Rice. Like that's David Beckham-esque. That is like it's a joke of a free kick.
and he has more goal contributions in the Premier League than Anthony.
Listen, Gabriel coming from corners, or him and Saliba are great. They're lethal. I think Gabriel will probably get a few more goals this season as well. So really good that this whole set piece thing and corners thing is just another asset to our armory. Like for years, we really struggled from set pieces. We were just never good enough. And when we talk about good things that Arteta has done, I mean that's another thing. I know it's is it Jova, or I can't remember his name, but our set piece coach. But in terms of the in terms of the attention,
he deserves a round of applause. That guy.
Yeah, he does 100%. But I suppose it's an area that definitely Arteta has probably identified that it's a key part to being successful. And there's no doubt from set pieces we must be up there. I think that's 4 goals for Gabriel this season as well. So that's strong, really strong from centre half.
Yeah, no, Nicolas Jover deserves a round of applause. Amazing set piece coach, and what he's been able to do with this Arsenal team defensively in set pieces and offensively in set pieces since he's come in has been ridiculous. But Gabriel Magalhães, he's getting into the John Terry level when it comes to headers for goals. He has the most headed goals in the Premier League since he's joined. And the person closest to him is no longer even in the Premier League. I think it's Antonio Rudiger or something like that.
I'm just looking at his stats now. So he's got 14 goals in the Premier League for us since 2021 or 2020. 4-7, which is pretty good, man. Like 14 goals, across 4 seasons. So you're pretty much guaranteeing like 3 to 5 goals a season from corners. So it's really strong.
Another Arsenal set piece masterclass. Souls, you got anything else to say on Gabriel Magalhães?
No, this guy's phenomenal, man. You know what? The funniest thing is, rumors are coming out that we rejected 130 million from Saudi. Like, you can tell why. I remember the meltdown for the first 3 or 4 games that Gabriel didn't play in, and now we're seeing the rewards of it, the fruits of that, kind of taking him out, training him, and making an element of it. Because even Gareth Southgate said that set pieces are like a big part of the game, and if you can actually take advantage of them, you can win a lot more games. And we're starting to see it. We're breaking these low block teams because they want to sit compact. When we get a set piece, that's our best opportunity to open them up. And long may it continue, because that's now what we're doing. Saliba's getting involved. Gabriel's getting involved. This partnership is just perfect.
Another Arsenal set piece masterclass. But let's move on to the next goal, because it was goals galore, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we've seen all of these. But what happened right after that? Not Declan Rice, but Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard's strike, he was going to score today. He had so many opportunities he could have scored in the earlier in the game that eventually one was going to drop for him and he was going to score. Leandro Trossard, I think that makes his 50th Premier League goal for Leandro Trossard. Am I right?
This is Trossard's signature, isn't it? Like that top bins, just with power and finesse, just always goes in. As soon as that leaves his foot, that's going in. And that, you know what, this guy is probably the best finisher that we've currently got.
There's no debate. Bro, can I tell you something? Leandro Trossard is the most senior attacker. When you really think about it.
But he's by far the most clinical.
But
95% of the chances. No, it's not that, because sometimes you can look. Haaland's clinical, but he's young. He's City's most clinical player.
No, but Leandro Trossard is the only player in his prime.
Yeah, but Haaland's not in his prime, and he's the most clinical player there. So it's not about age.
From our attackers, I'm not dissing him. I'm merely saying from our attackers.
I don't think it's got to do with age. I just think there's an instinct within these players who are just killers. Some players just have the ability to just finish, and he's one of them. He's just got a natural inclination on how to finish. It's just a technique that these guys develop over their time. And for me, Trossard, 90% of the times when he's in these areas, I know it's going in. Whereas with a lot of the players, you're a bit hesitant. That's why I love Trossard. Also, another part of his game today, his passing. Because a lot of people kept saying that, oh no, he shouldn't come in for Gabriel Jesus. He's different. He's this. He can't really do what he does. But he came in deep and actually played a lot of.
Somebody said he was better. I think it was Remedy. He was talking about it, and he was saying he looked better than Jesus today. I don't know. I don't know.
In some parts, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jesus is still your starter, but Trossard gives you what Jesus gives you, which is like the intricacy, like the ability to find himself in little spaces and drop a shoulder and shoot. I thought Arteta got that spot on today to have Trossard, because it ultimately, whilst we scored a lot of goals from corners or in the air today, West Ham probably want you to stay with crosses in the box. And so if we had Havertz up front, we may have overdone that a little bit, but because you had Trossard in that little pocket of space linking up with Ødegaard and Havertz, and that goal between Havertz, Ødegaard and Trossard is class. Like, I think Havertz plays like a little chest pass which gets back to him somehow, then he plays it to Ødegaard. Ødegaard plays a little ball into Trossard and then shift and shoot, and that's what you want. Jesus sometimes complicates things. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't shift and shoot. He gets it and cuts back or tries to take on a man, and sometimes the move just fizzles away. But with Trossard, he's like you guys said, he's just a bit of a bagsman in that respect. So shift and shoot, great finish, good goal, and he's doing well. Like, this is what we need from our squad players to come in. I don't think Trossard is necessarily a starter in that respect. Like, when everyone's fit, I don't think Trossard starts, but it's good to have him like as your 12th man, ready to step in and contribute. He had a good game today, really good game.
And then the next two topics, we could be here for a while because we still haven't spoken about Ødegaard. We still haven't spoken about Bukayo Saka's record. We still haven't spoken about our Premier League record that we broke today, with the most goals in an away match for Arsenal Football Club. That's the most we've scored.
I remember the record. Our 8,000th goal was Trossard.
Oh shit, 8,000. Yeah, I didn't realize that. So 8,000 what?
League goal.
Damn. Premier League goal or just league goal in general?
They just said league goal, so I'm assuming just like in the English.
Yeah, it must be English top flight. 8,000 goals. Crazy. I'm going to definitely have to add that into the thing. But moving on to the next topic, we have to talk about Bukayo Saka, guys. And this goal was Bukayo Saka's 100th goal contribution in the Premier League. Sorry, is it in the Premier League or for Arsenal? Yeah. I think
it's all competitions.
Arsenal, yeah. So this is his 100th goal contribution, ladies and gentlemen. This is a guy who came in as a left back, played on the right wing, played on the left wing, played as a right midfielder at one point when we went to Anfield, played all over the pitch. Now find his home as the right winger, and he's producing week in, week out for Arsenal, and is carrying us as if he's one of the biggest talismans in the world. And yet people still don't want to call him what he is. I don't know what to say, man.
He's class, man. He's just class. Like the penalty was great. I love that second goal because I feel like we haven't seen enough of those sort of goals this season from Saka.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of we've seen a lot of tap-ins and headers, but just the way, shift and then reverse it. I think that's one area where
Mbappe finish. That was an Mbappe type finish.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think that's an area where he can probably improve a little bit. Like when the defender is standing him up, can he do things a little bit quicker? And in that moment, like, he was class. He found the space and took him inside and Mavropanos, I think it was, and then just like reversed it. But class finish, class player. When you talk about him not getting the credit he deserves or whatnot, I think we just have to realize that's just football rivalry and just opposing fans just being negative for the sake of it. Like, everyone within Arsenal, everyone that watches Saka realizes how good he is. Of course, he's not your traditional winger that might like get you off your edge of your seat in terms of taking on lots of players and doing step overs and whatnot. But that doesn't mean anything in modern football. Like, there's so many players that do that, i.e. Rashford, who don't have the end product, whereas Saka keeps it simple and he's effective. So he's absolutely class. So I think, we can stop comparing him to what people say, to what opposite fans say, or to what rival fans say, and like we're proving them wrong. We don't need to prove them wrong. What they say is irrelevant. We all know as Arsenal fans that this kid is ridiculous and he's still outlandishly young. So when he gets to 24, 25, 26, I mean, my God, like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be frightening.
Talk to me, Souls.
Like, my standards for world class is you've got to deliver those trophies. Because for me, like when you're delivering in these moments where they don't really lead to anything, the pressure isn't as high as when you need to deliver a trophy. So that's my standard of world class across the board, not just for Saka, but across the board for anyone. And when you look at him, the reality is, look, sometimes we as fans get carried away and we put him into conversations that they don't yet belong in. And I feel like that's why rivals get onto us a lot. But look, as Harry said, we don't really need to care what rivals have to say. We know how good he is. We appreciate his talent. We appreciate what he's doing for Arsenal in terms of leading the charge for, a title, leading a charge for, getting us back to where we want to be as a fan base, which is competing every single year. And that's what it is. And look, the standard for Saka is brilliant. He's a class player. Whether people agree with our version of events, whether people agree with our standard for Saka or where we put him and conversations we put him in, that's irrelevant. That's for us to decide. If he's good enough for Arsenal fans and to deliver those titles, to deliver those in those moments, that's all we need. But the one thing I do want to say, there's a part of Saka's game which is becoming a little bit predictable. He's going to cut inside. Don't get it twisted. He's really good at doing it, but sometimes he needs to change it up and go on the outside. I know he doesn't like doing it too much because of his right foot, but if he can just develop that, he becomes a completely different player. He'll become a lot more unpredictable. I don't think defenders will know what to do because he's going to go on the outside or is he going to go on the inside. But like Harry said, his second goal, should I say, that's what you need to see. If you're going to cut inside, you've got to do it quick. Cut inside and shoot. Don't cut inside, and then think about what you want to do. You've got to just know what you're going to do the minute you get that ball. And that's what he did, and that's how he got the goal.
All right. So let's just shift gears quickly to the next topic. The next topic is none other than Declan Rice. And I feel like we've kind of covered Declan Rice, but we didn't really speak about the goal. We didn't really speak about everything that was happening in the game. Now, if you guys don't know, Declan Rice is a class act. He's an absolute class act. And he did not celebrate his goal. But his goal was a piss take. He literally struck it from a distance. Like, he told the guys, chill, I got this. And he just went, bang. It came from, I felt like it came out of nowhere. Did you guys think that was going to go in when he struck it? Right away, you knew it was going in when he struck the ball. But, you didn't think, he wasn't even in the picture when the pass was played.
Hey, listen. This was a world-class, elite dummy from Trossard and Ødegaard. Elite. He fooled us all. They fooled us all. Even on TV, I was like, what the hell just happened here? Did they have a miscommunication? Did they both say shoot? And then, out of nowhere, like you said, off screen, there comes Declan Rice, the villain for West Ham, and just struck it in. Do you know what? I'm amazed. I am so amazed. How do you not celebrate that? I know it's your former team, but if I score a goal like that, I just couldn't help myself. Not because of disrespect, but just because how shit.
He felt a level of embarrassment for his former team. He just scored
goal. It's the goal. Forget all of that. Forget all of the 6-5.
Don't forget, he's basically a West Ham fan.
No, I know that, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how do you not celebrate a goal that good? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about.
I think it would have been disrespectful. I think it would have been disrespectful.
Man, you're not getting my point. I fuck the disrespect. I'm saying how good the goal. Fuck who scored it against. I'm talking. If you strike that kind of goal, do you know how much more restraint?
I'm not gonna lie. He's done it before this season.
No, it doesn't matter, man. I'd be celebrating. If I score a 40-yarder even in the Sunday League, bro, I'm celebrating that. I'm like,
he didn't go like that versus Chelsea. It's just the goalkeeper was slightly to the side.
Yeah, similar technique, right?
It's the goal.
Great goal. Great strike. Like, Declan Rice is everything you want in a midfielder. He's
worth
Rodri.
everything.
Yeah, Declan Rice is Rodri, Patrick Vieira, Gerrard, all morphed into one. Like, he can do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, he is.
No, repeat that again. Repeat that again in full, please.
No, well, I'm not. You just heard it. What I mean by that is, he has the ability to shoot like a Gerrard if he wants to. Those long range screamers. He has the ability to eat up ground like Vieira and poke his foot out and win the ball. He has the ability to dictate a game like Rodri. He has everything in his game, absolutely everything. And the better we become as a team, is the better Declan Rice will become. And you saw it today when we dominate a team, because Havertz is on it, because Ødegaard is on it, because Saka is on it. When the team is at its peak, he'll only get better of course, when he has to carry the team a little bit, you'll see less of those attacking moments, and you'll see more of the hard working side of Declan Rice, more of like the captain side for Declan Rice. But when the team are popping it about and everyone is performing like at their optimum creatively, you'll see a different version to Declan Rice. And Declan Rice can do it all. We just choose to play him in that pivot. But there'll be moments when we need him to score a free kick or score a long range screamer or take a couple of players on and drive through the midfield. And he'll do it. He can do it all. He can literally do it all. He's priceless. Whatever you pay for him, it's worth it. If we paid 100 million for him, 150 million for him, it's worth it. As long as we keep adding to that team, he'll be one of the main reasons why we go and win the league or Champions League in the next 3 or 4 seasons. He's absolutely class, and he plays the game the right way as well. Like, top signing by Arteta. And for all that we criticise Arteta for, which is what I hear so much from certain fans, Arteta put us in the race to get someone like Declan Rice. 2 or 3 seasons ago, when Jack Grealish was linked to a move away from Aston Villa, we tried to put our hat in, but it wasn't happening. We weren't ready. And this season, we were ready to get a player like Declan Rice. So we got to enjoy Declan Rice for as long as we can, because he is absolutely top draw.
I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, mate. So we're going to be okay. Next, I wanted to talk about Martin Ødegaard. If you guys don't know, he's been having a really good season, creating chances, doing his job as a midfielder. But a lot of people don't realize what he has been doing. This is a man who today had 121 touches. And by the way, he loves the game versus West Ham away. The game versus West Ham away, the season he was on loan, where we ended the game 3-3, was the game that convinced Mikel Arteta to probably purchase him as a full-time purchase. Because that game, he ran the show. West Ham away, he loves those games. Every time we play against West Ham, he shows up. Today, he had 121 touches. 113 passes played, 107 completed, 100% dribble completion, 95% pass accuracy. He had 42 passes completed in the final third. He only had 5 of them misplaced. He had 7 key passes, 2 big chances created, 2 assists. He was an absolute magician. And you know what? He was actually rewarded by his teammates finishing off those chances that he was creating, because he's done this before. He did this versus West Ham at home. He did this before versus Brighton, but we weren't finishing those chances. This time, we finished the chances, and we're back. We're back to our best. And Martin Ødegaard is a big part of that. I'll throw it over to Sulz.
Although you do have a super chat, but let me just quickly say, Martin Ødegaard is now the highest chances created in Europe's top 7 leagues. And I'm being told he's having a bad season. I'm being told James Maddison is the player we should have signed. So all I've got to say, I was right again. I told you, man, back then I want Ødegaard over Maddison, and I'm saying it again. Because I remember the amount of abuse I got for saying I wanted Ødegaard when we had him on loan. Nah, he failed to please. He failed to impress. Harry knows this as well, because I was fighting Ødegaard's corner more than Maddison's when we were on like debates together. And he's coming trumps, man. This guy, the levels he's raising, he's our captain. He's got all of the weight of this team on his back, his leadership, his involvement. He's got to lead this team. He leads the press. He leads the creations. He's leading everything this team is doing positively. The minute you take Ødegaard out of this team, you realize how important he is. And today it showed. You know, he created, what was it, like 8 chances, 7 chances or something this game. He's a maestro in every single capacity. Today, he had to change up his role a little bit in terms of coming in deep and actually playing kind of next to Declan Rice. And he done that phenomenally. He allowed Havertz to go forward. It allowed Trossard to stay forward. And this is what Ødegaard's doing. He's unlocking levels to his game that we didn't even know he had. You know, the only thing is always going to be his shooting, his ability just to not ponder on the ball too much. But everything else is just perfection from this guy. The weight of pass, the ability to dictate tempo, the ability to lead the press. He's not only a leader by playing, but a leader by just the personality and the character he is as well. And he's bringing the fans together. He's bringing, you know, the cohesion in this team, the cohesion from the fan base to the players. I can't. There's nothing I can say about him that's going to be negative.
What are you saying, Harry?
Listen, probably like similar to what I said about Declan Rice. Like, class player, like knows the game, knows when to drive with the ball, knows when to hold it on. I love the way he kind of reserve his energy in that last 30 minutes. Like he was trying, but he wasn't fully trying. He was just keeping things ticking over. He's an elite baller, and yeah, shout out to the recruitment team for striking whilst the iron was hot in his respect, because not many clubs would have taken Ødegaard, I don't think, on loan, and not many clubs would have pushed to get him back. But Arteta saw something. Yeah, and once again, when we talk about like ball retention and keeping the ball and understanding in-game situations, Ødegaard gets it. He's always the one to instigate the press, to get the fans up, to get the players up. He's top class, top draw. And once again, I find it super confusing when I hear our own fans question him when he's a class baller and a class act. Like, it's evident. Just need to add those numbers up a little bit. And in fairness to him, he could have had a few more goals and assists this season. There's fine margins in that. But if you take away the goals and assists, he's still a quality player.
All I have to say is, Martin Ødegaard, get your camera out. Get them pissed off again. Get the cameras out. Get the cameras out. That's what we need. You know what? There's not much more that we need to cover when it comes to individual performances. I don't feel. Let me see the team sheet one more time to just go over the team sheet. But before we do that, big up African Cat with the super chat. Big up Egal for the win. But Arsenal fans, stop comparing players to other top players. Some guys even said Saka is better than Salah. I knew he was sniffing. What? Zero? What is that? What's that last word? Do you guys know that last word?
Kerosene, I think. I don't know.
Never
Kerosene,
heard of that.
I don't know. It must be some sort of legal drug.
Never heard of that in my life. Long story short, Bukayo Saka is not on Salah's level yet, but he's 22 years old. To be compared to him would be a compliment. And view it as Salah's the benchmark for right wingers.
I'm not sure where Salah would have been as well when he was 22. Would he have been in Switzerland, or would he have been at Chelsea at that time?
He might have been on Chelsea's bench.
Yeah, so it kind of shows the levels of what Saka's doing at such a young age. Like, because I don't think there's many right wingers that were doing what Saka's doing at his age, performing that consistently. So yeah, I mean, who knows how far he'll be, but
this is a good comment. Ben White was doing the inverted job today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ben
even
White,
Cedric was inverting.
What?
Even Cedric was inverting at the end, man. He came in centre midfield, played a nice little ball over the top to Nketiah. It was the right back stay to do the Zinchenko role today.
It was nice to see that. Also, the academy kid. It was nice to see the academy kid come in, Ethan Nawar. It was definitely, when we're beating teams like that, I would expect Mikel Arteta to bring on somebody. Today, he gave him a lot of minutes. I felt like, how many minutes did he give him at the end?
About 15, 20.
Yeah, 15, 20, yeah. I thought he looked really bright in a way. Really good.
He came on the 76th minute, so whatever.
He gave him more minutes than his age, so fair enough. Like, 77th minute, he came on. Not bad. I'll give it to Arteta. The academy kids maybe can gain some confidence from this. But why is Roy Walters never getting a chance?
Well, I mean, listen, people don't want to hear it, but when you've got players who are 30 plus in your squad and they're training every week and they're not getting any minutes, you have to give them something. You have to give them a bone here and then. You just have to, because otherwise, what are Cedric and Elneny training for? Like, you need to give them something, just in case in desperate situations you have them ready. Of course, it's not ideal, but Walters is okay because he's getting his under 21 minutes almost every week, whereas Cedric is a professional footballer training and he's not getting any minutes. So give him 10, 15 minutes, and that's when you do it, when you're 6-0 up. Like, I don't have any problems with it, and I don't have any problems with Walters not coming on instead of Cedric. I really don't. It's not that big of a thing for me. Like, what I'll be honest with, even though Cedric clearly isn't the most incredible footballer, you can definitely tell he's a good professional. You can definitely tell he carries himself the right way. And if you watch the first goal for the corner, he actually has a chat with Declan Rice before and says something. I don't know what he says to Declan Rice, but he has a chat with him. And then if you watch at half time, he's one of the players that kind of leaves the bench and is waiting at the dugout to give the players a high five. So he definitely has that role within the squad that we probably won't see and probably won't respect or appreciate. So I don't mind him getting. Oh, no, this is Cedric. Cedric and Elneny. I don't mind them getting 10, 15 minutes here and there. The game was done. Like the game was done. Give them some minutes. They're seasoned pros, and
I want to show
I
you
feel
how much
like
we battled
you've
these
got
guys.
another element of it as well, because it's about who you're going to trust when you need them. Like, is it going to be Cedric or Walters? And I feel like Arteta's leaning towards, if let's say we have an injury crisis, he's going to go towards Cedric and Elneny rather than like a Walters and whoever the midfielder is. So it's about getting those guys minutes, because don't forget, we've got Champions League football to play and we've got the league. So if we do go past Porto, we've got another set of rounds to go. And who's going to come in if these injuries do occur? So that's how I see it, really.
I think wins like this basically just solidify that we're not going to fall any further than third. But people take that and they take it as a point to banter us. Like Liverpool fans getting angry because we beat them last week. They're like going from third to third, not realizing that we made a massive stride in our goal difference. And these kind of people just trying to banter.
That is a good tweet there. That they are good tweets. I like those sort of tweets. They're funny. They're funny.
Fair play to Arsenal. Huge win to take them from third to third.
Yeah, rival fans being rival fans. It's good. It's funny. That's part of football Twitter. That's what it's about. Trying to get one up on your team, even when you're not playing. So yeah, let them talk. We'll just we'll keep doing it, and that's 4 wins in 4. Hopefully, beat Burnley away next week. Newcastle at home, and then we're into crunch time. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
I'm impressed by this. Best defense in the league. Only 2 or 3 goals off City and Liverpool. That is not spoken about enough. As bad as our attack has been, as the fact that we don't have a striker, to only have 2 or 3 less goals than Liverpool or City is not spoken about enough.
And on podcasts, we're having to talk about not replacing Aubameyang and Nicolas Pepe. And look where we are. We're scoring goals for fun. And all we need now is Martinelli to start contributing. Ødegaard to find his scoring boots back. And we'll be fine. Like scoring goals isn't a problem. We scored 88 goals last season. I think it's one of our highest in the Premier League ever.
We're on pace to score that again.
Exactly. So yeah. So look, and it doesn't mean we're going to definitely win the league. It might mean we even come third. But these are fine margins in football, and we're up there with the big boys at the big boys table. So just keep it going, and hopefully we'll be ready to pounce when Man City or Liverpool slip up.
I don't know, Sulz, what do you think when you first see those goals?
I mean, do you know what? Considering we've had like what we call a slow season, it's impressive that we're still within Man City and Liverpool, considering Liverpool's having a sensational season. So it goes to show the media bias. It goes to show football, like Twitter, football fandom, bias that they have towards Arsenal, because they don't see the football. They don't see like there is a plan to this madness that Arteta's doing. As slow as we've started, we're going to start picking it up. There's going to be a moment where everything just clicks. And that's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see the fruits of the control, the attacking, and putting them together. And this is what we needed to do, because we burnt ourselves out last season, in my opinion, coming into the last sort of 6-7 games. And now we've paced ourselves, and we now can let that steam come. We've still got Timbers to come back. We've still got Partey to come back. We still, in a way, have ESR to come back. I know he's played 1 or 2 games here and there, but he's still yet to come back. Jesus has been very inconsistent this season as well, in terms of he's been in, but then he's also come out for a few weeks, and then he's come back in, then he's come out. So once we can start getting these minutes or regular for them, Timbers looking like another maybe 2 or 3 weeks away. Partey seems the same. Jesus might be back next week. Fabio Vieira, by the way, where's that guy gone? Because he's also got 5 goals in him as well. So there's still players with goals who we haven't really been able to play consistently. So look, as much as Man City have KDB and Haaland back, we've got players yet to come back that can amplify these goals. Partey, even though he doesn't score, he brings goals around the team. So it's impressive considering what we've had to face as well.
Yeah, 100%. And who knows, when it comes to game week 30, game week 31, and if you've got a Tomiyasu to bring on, a Vieira to bring on, ESR, Jesus, whoever it is, then suddenly our bench is looking really, really strong. Do you know what I mean? Really, really strong. So if we can get those guys back for the final run-in, we'll be in a good place, like a real good place. Anyway, guys, I've got to go. Thanks for having me. Speak to you soon.
Have a good one.
Arsenal. Take care.
Let's do the player ratings now. Final topic of the day. 1 second. Let's just go on the Arsenal website quickly, see if there's anything good on there before we do the player ratings. Arsenal website. What are they saying on the Arsenal website? You got the match report. What are they speaking about? They're speaking about Saliba. We already spoke about that. 3 minutes. Yeah, we spoke about that. Declan Rice. We spoke about that. What's up next? We play Burnley. That should be a good Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. Who's your man of the match?
Oh man, that's hard, you know. Okay, what are the options? Saka,
Who
Rice.
should
It has
who
to be.
should
It has to be Rice. Then out of them, it has to be Rice.
Who should be Arsenal's man of the match for this game? There's only 2 clear choices for me. It's either Rice or Saka. They gave it to Saka.
Oh, did they? Now I would have
Yeah.
gone Rice, you know, because what did he get? 2 goals, 2 assists, or something like that. 2 goals or 3 assists.
Yeah.
So it's got to be. I think to be honest with you,
I would give it to Rice.
Yeah, Rice or Ødegaard. So there's only one for me.
There you go. Rice got it. 72% said Rice. Everyone in the comment section, you guys agree with that it's Rice? Big up Harry. He had to leave, unfortunately. But yeah, that's definitely Rice deserves it. Rice deserves it. But I understand why Saka also got it. He did get 2 goals in the game, but Rice got more goal involvements. No, I'm confused. Anyways, player of the match, man of the match. That is who's your man of the match. Man of the match. What's next? Let's see what's next on here because they don't have too much to talk about today. Oh, they already have the press conferences out. You want to see what they had to say?
Yeah, it was fairly quick. I'm straight after the game.
What? Anything interesting? Bukayo Saka's performance. What about our ruthlessness today shown by the team? That's good. Declan Rice's set pieces, amazing. Kai Havertz, Leandro, Trossard integrated into the team today. Yeah, they played well. We never really spoke about Havertz. Didn't really need to. I like it like that when he's not like main topic of discussion. Why Tomiyasu was not part of the squad today? He had a niggle, and we did not want him to come back from the national team and risk him. So that's a good point. And then the main thing he spoke about was Ethan Nawar's performance.
Oh no, you want to read that one actually? It's quite an interesting quote.
What did he say? Let's see.
There is something that you have to do in your team, and that is the trust of the teammates. And I had 2 things. 1, the players on the bench whispering to bring Ethan on, which is a great thing to hear. And the other one, your teammates want to give you the ball all of the time. If they do that, it's because they really trust you, and you can only have to see how many times he was involved in that. So it was a great sign.
How many touches did he have when he came on?
He had a lot, you know. To be honest, he had a lot more than I thought. I don't know how many exactly, but he was involved a lot.
I think Mikel Arteta kind of heard some of the fan chatter around him not playing youngsters. And I
don't think he fault us to that. I think for me, he had an opportunity to bring him on, and a lot of people gave him that sort of boost of confidence to go, nah, he deserves to play. And I feel like a combination of the 2 is what gave Ethan a chance today.
All right, let's go to the player ratings, and we're gonna do this one quickly. The Arsenal player ratings, we're gonna do it quickly today. So let me just get it up. Our good old Ars blog. We won 6-0, so it's gonna be a good one. Let's just go through it quickly. Souls, let me change this so we can look at it like that. Is that good or no? Where did Souls go? Okay, so first we got Raya. I didn't even notice Raya playing much. What do you think about Raya?
I don't know what you had to do. I mean, a 7.5. You didn't do any. I don't know what you could have done.
Didn't do much. Give him a 7. Fair. Everybody rated him a 7. Ben White, solid performance, 8.
Yeah, 100%.
Solid performance by Ben White. He gets an 8, and everyone gave him an 8. Saliba, 8.5. Got a goal.
Yeah, a goal, clean sheet, no defensive errors.
Yeah, I agree. So you see, a lot of people give him 8.5. Gabriel Magalhães,
same thing. Yeah.
8.5.
You know what? Gabriel actually did really good this game.
KVR did well, but he gets an 8.
Yeah. Well, he handled Kudos though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he did. Rice, 8.5. 9.
If he's the
9.
man of the match, then yeah, he has to get a 9. Yeah.
9. Yeah. 9. Havertz, solid game, 7.
7.5, 8. Yeah, I think he was better than a 7. Yeah,
I'll give him a 7. Keep it fair, because I feel like he wasn't really like a big part of the game. He was just part of the game. You know what I mean?
oh, fair enough. Yeah,
Give him a 7. They gave him 7.5s and 8s. Interesting. Ødegaard, 8.5.
yeah, he was class today.
Outstanding performance, 8.5. Saka,
8.5.
8.59. No,
8.5.
Give him a 9 also.
No. He was 8.5. Man of the match gets the highest rating. Can't give him equal. No, you have to up it.
Okay, 8.5. Then Martinelli, 7 or 7.5?
Nah, 7. He was the same as Havertz for me.
I'll give him a 7.5.
See, that's your bias coming out. That's your player favoritism.
Give him a 7. Did he not come out of the game with the GA though?
No,
Okay, maybe I'm tripping.
I don't think he did anyway.
Okay.
Oh, Caden Hall's asking what could have Rice done for full stars, so 10 out of 10.
Scored another goal.
Ah, fair enough.
Trossard
Trossard gets an 8 or an 8.5 as well. He was class.
was solid. I'll give him an 8. Trossard gets an 8. Elneny came on, didn't play much.
Elneny gets a 10. I don't care. He gets a 10 just for being Elneny.
I'll give him a 5.
He gets a 10 from me.
Reece Nelson, 5.
Not enough time to do anything, was it really?
Yeah. Eddie Nketiah.
No, he doesn't get a 5. He gets less. He kills everything, man. He kills everything.
Cedric, 5.
If Harry was here, he gets a 10.
And Ethan Noir, he gets a 6.
Yeah, he was actually class, you know. I like what he can bring.
Yeah, it was a good cameo. And we burst some bubbles today. That was overall a great stream. Bro, we timed it perfectly. We're almost done, and it's like literally right there. Just the exact time before we wrap up the show. But yeah, overall, great show. Great game. Absolutely loved it. If you had to do a discussion point on anything outside of the game, it would be that the West Ham fans exited after 45 minutes. There was a fire drill after 45 minutes.
Nah, it was crazy. Like, yeah, do you know what? I mean, it's 4-0 down. What are you really going to do? You can't really stay and do anything.
Yeah, I guess so. You come back the next game. But do you think they want their manager sacked after that game? Because that was
probably because they've not. What is it? They've not won in 2020. I can't even remember what it. There's some.
I'm telling you, West Ham fans feel entitled. They're gonna get so mad that they lost to Arsenal in that fashion that they're gonna want the manager sacked. Especially like the West Ham Central account.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it for today. That was a quick little video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be back later today with Vibes from the 6 at 8 o'clock. And don't forget to check out SofaScore. Don't forget to check the QR code above Gunnar Sol's head. That's the SofaScore QR code for our for Egal Talks Football. And I'm out of here, people. You guys already know what it is. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And big up African Cat for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Helping out the channel massively. And we're out of here, people. Love for the love. I'll catch you guys on the next video. And I'm out. Peace.